Hi guys, welcome back to Mental Health Monday. My name is Michelle McQueen Bradley with Counselor 96. Glad to be your international counselor today. And today I actually want to talk about the something that I see often in my practice, and it's very important, is crying. I see a lot of people in my practice that'll say, I never cry, but yet in that time, in that moment, they're crying. And I'm glad that they're having that experience because it makes me wonder if they are feeling safe enough in that environment to cry and feel like they have an environment to release some of those emotions. There's actually a scientific study on the importance of crying. If you're not crying, or if a lot of times if you're not expressing those emotions, it stays bottled up inside. I heard someone actually say crying is not a crisis, it's a cleansing. And if you don't cleanse what's inside, it stays inside your body and it becomes toxic. In fact, unfortunately, that myth where the saying men don't cry. I've seen many men cry because, most of my clientele are veterans. And because they don't have that environment, that experience to cry, a lot of times they withdraw a lot. That's another way of showing emotion, but it's a more dangerous way because isolation causes other negative symptoms. But a lot of times they'll withdraw, they'll stuff their feelings, they'll repress those feelings, and then they don't have a place where they can actually explore and express what's going on. Crying in some ways is also a signal that something is wrong and something needs to be done. It's the same thing like anger. Anger is a huge emotion, a very big emotion, that something is wrong and something has to be done. But we don't want those emotions to now be sitting there and then nothing gets done. Something has to be fixed, and I'm excited that a lot of times when I see someone signaling those crying feelings, it helps them realize this really bothered me. This is really bothering me. What can we do together to fix it? And I start working with them. Some of the other scientific things, in fact, I want to read it. I have it here in some of my notes, that crying rids of stress related hormones. It's also a way of ridding of emotional pain, deeper pain. It also is a way of showing something is wrong. In fact, the Bible says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 4 that there's a time to cry and there's also a time to laugh. So don't feel like I can never cry, because if I cry then there must be something wrong with me. There's a time to cry and there's a time to laugh, and both are very important. And so I just want to give you just the permission to cry if something is wrong. Give yourself that space, that time. Cry to the Lord, because one of the greatest things is that God knows how to interpret our tears, and He can start getting onto that prayer right away, because it's a form of praying when you cry. And people who are struggling with grief, in fact, there's some studies out there that there was more open public crying during COVID because the emotions were just too much to bottle up, and absolutely correct. And so use your experience to be with someone. If anything, you want to be with someone to cry, or just cry with the Lord, who is always there with you. Okay, so enjoy your week. I'm not going to say go forth and cry, but go forth and have an environment where you can express anything that you're feeling, that could be good or bad, and enjoy your week. All right, God bless you. Bye-bye.